Before you can obtain access to ETSWAP for the very first time, you must first register details. The form asks for details about the installation and about the individual. I'm going to fill this one in with a purely fictional example. Test Operator UK Limited, with their test installation based in Warrington. Provide the installation address. And the country. I'm then prompted to specify my competent authority. There are a choice of three options: the Environment Agency for sites in England and Wales, SEPA for sites in Scotland, and the Northern Ireland Environment Agency for sites in Northern Ireland. In this example, I'm going to choose the Environment Agency. I'm then prompted to add details for myself, in my alter ego as Fred Smith, and to provide an email address. It's very important that the email address you provide is valid, as the next step in the process will be for the system to validate that email address. So make sure that you've entered the correct email address in there, and you will receive that email. The type of access that you're requesting in ETSWAP is dependent on whether you're a brand new installation that doesn't currently hold a permit, or whether you're participating in a transfer of an existing permitted installation from one legal entity to another. In this simple case, I'm choosing a brand new permit. The final section of the form is a security device, which is to make sure that the form is being submitted by a human and not by some automated system. It's provided by Google as is, and occasionally the challenge codes are quite difficult to actually enter in, so clicking on the refresh button allows me to choose one that's broadly readable. And I think it's fair to say that as long as you're fairly close to the phrase that's presented, there shouldn't be a problem in the odd error, but if it's vastly different, the system will reject it. Having completed all the details, I press the Submit Application button, and what will happen now is that request will go into the system. An email will be sent out to the address I provided, and if I look in my Google Mail account for this fictional operator and click the refresh button a couple of times, I should hopefully see this email arrive. Although the site says that you should allow 24 hours, the process is actually much quicker than that. If I open up the email address now, I can see that it's providing me a link to complete the registration. So if I follow that link, I then get a message that the address has been successfully verified. At this point in time, the request for access to ETSWAP has been sent to the Environment Agency in this instance, who will then check the details have been provided, and if they're happy that I'm a genuine operator, will then grant me access to ETSWAP. That will come at some point, depending on the Environment Agency's workload at that time, but usually within 24 hours. And I will receive an email containing my username, password, and PIN. And from that point on, I can then log into the ETSWAP to complete the tasks that are waiting for me.